What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today it is Viewer Builds episode 31. The theme was foreign guns, like this belt-fed MG34 right here. So yeah, that was the theme, foreign guns, and every week we do a different theme, and I want to give you guys a hint at next week's theme. This next one's going to be one that was requested by one of you guys, and the theme is video game guns, but I'm also going to expand it to TV guns. So video game slash TV, it could be a TV show or a movie, just because not everyone plays video games. So the one that I directly did because of a TV show is this one right here. It's not done yet, but this is my Terminalist BCM clone. So the show Terminalist with Chris Pratt. I do like that show, and I'm excited for season 2. But in that show, he has a BCM 14.5 inch Recce 14. The only thing I'm missing for my build is the Aimpoint X3C magnifier and then the burn-proof gear rail wrap. Those are the only two things I'm missing for it. I'll buy the wrap as soon as I get the magnifier because that's the little bit cheaper part. But yeah, this is being built strictly because of watching that show. So if you guys built something or bought something because of a TV show, a movie, or a video game, that is next week's theme. And you could submit your pictures of that build to my email. It is sales@atroxco.com. Send a good horizontal picture, please, and describe it from tip to butt. Don't go all over the place because it doesn't flow well in the video. But yeah, with that being said, let me show you this week's viewer builds. All right, guys, kicking off this week's viewer build video, we are starting with an AK here from Trayvon. I'm going to go through what he said. My MPAP 92, a Serbian import AK from tip to butt. And I assume that means it's a Zastava, but maybe not, because that's normally the Serbian ones. So, from tip to butt, it's got a JMac RRD 360 muzzle device, a JMac MMS handguard, and it says optimal length. It's got a JMac railed gas tube. It's got a Surefire Scout Mini with a Unity switch, a TWS railed dust cover, so Texas Weapon System dust cover, and rear sight. It's got a HoloSun 510C and a magnifier, which are placeholders for now. It's got a US Palm grip, a Stormworks 1913 stock adapter, a Samsung Manufacturing SAS stock, and an LBX sling with strike sling mounts. Nice. Also planning to get the Cerakote redone to match my Mud Ferret I sent in a few viewer builds ago. Nice. I don't exactly remember what that looked like, but I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that's a sweet looking AK pistol, so thank you for sharing, Trayvon. Next up, we have another nice AK here. This comes from James. I have my 1976 dated Romanian parts kit build with East German furniture. It's super light, and the only US made parts are the ALG trigger, barrel, and optics mount. Nice. Yeah, that doesn't look like a Romanian AK, but I like the battle-worn look of the receiver, and then that furniture looks really good on it too. We don't really have any other description of it, but yeah, I think you guys can all agree that's a sweet-looking AK. So thank you for sharing that one, James. This next one comes from Alex, and this is his CZ Bren 2 MS. Nice. I also dig your camo in there. So it's got an 11.5 inch barrel. It's got an HBI handguard, an HBI drilled suppressor setting, a Neoteric Designs folding charging handle, a Neoteric Designs adjustable cheek riser, a Surefire 3-prong flash hider, a Surefire RC2 suppressor, a BCM vertical grip, an EOTech EXPS 3-0, a CZ Bren 2 BR stock. It's got an Airsocket 600 series light with an Airsocket momentary only tail cap and a Malkov head. Nice. Didn't mention the sling. To be honest, I don't know the sling off the top of my head. It looks kind of like a Viking Tactics. So I'm going to say it looks like a Viking Tactics, but I don't know for sure. So yeah, great build. I like the camo that you did there. And yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Alex. This next one comes from Jake, and I honestly wasn't expecting a bolt action, but I'm glad we got one, and this definitely counts. So this is my Spanish-made Beretta B14 HMR chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. And yeah, if you didn't know, Bergara is made, it's actually made by Diecar in Spain, which a lot of people don't know that, but they are still supposed to be really nice bolt guns. I haven't got to shoot one myself yet, but we get a lot of them through our store, and I know people like them. Attachments are, it's got a Harris SBRM bipod, also a Magpul bipod, which we got 2 pictures, one with the Harris, one with the Magpul. It's got a Magpul Accuracy International 10-round mag, a primary arms mount, a primary arms 4-16 Apollo, it's a ACSS scope, and then looking to get a suppressor in the near future. Nice. And other than that, the gun is just the factory Beretta B14. But yeah, I like the stock that they put on there. It looks like it'd be pretty comfy. And then it also looks like this is a left-handed bolt gun. So yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Jake. I like it. This next one comes from Teddy. Looks like we got another nice AK here. This is a Zastava M70, chambered in 760 by 39. Going through his parts list, from tip to butt, it's got a 16.3-inch cold hammer forged chrome lined barrel with a SLR Rifle Works Synergy BCF muzzle brake. It's got a TDI Arms Yugo M-Lock handguard with a Zastava Arms cheese grater gas tube. What I like about the TDI handguard is not only is it affordable at sub $100, it also allows you to retain the cleaning rod look. Nice. It's got a slate black industry rail covers and Arisaka vertical grip. It's got a Surefire G2X Pro flashlight mounted on a CDM Gear BC70 light mount. It's got a Holosun 515 CM red dot mounted on a Atero Arms Bravo mount. I haven't heard of that company before, the Atero Arms, but it looks good on there. It's got a Krebs Customs enhanced safety selector and Circle 10 extended charging handle. The handguard, light mount, optic mount, and safety selector all sourced at Kyber Customs. It's got a Geisley ALG AKT EL lightning bow trigger with the enhanced recoil and trigger springs. It's got a US Palm AK battle grip, a Zastava non-folding triangle stock with the Rifle Dynamics stock pouch in M81 Woodland. It's also got the KUSA rubber butt pad on there. And then lastly, it's got a Blue Force Gear padded sling and a Tula Bakelite surplus magazine. Nice. The mag really ties it all together, even though it's very bright compared to the gun. I just think they look good in all AKs. But yeah, that's a sweet looking AK, so thank you for sharing, Teddy. Here's one I've never seen before. This comes from, I believe, Kezion. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It says, my newest gun, a CSV9 imported by Four Peaks Imports from the Czech Republic. It's a direct blowback PCC that takes Gen 4 Glock mags. It has an aluminum receiver and lower, shoots very well, and I love to take it out to the range. As I'm making it my bedside gun, if you have any recommendations on lights, please let me know. The parts list is lead and steel PB3V1 on their Acro lower 1/3 mount. Interesting. So it looks like that's the red dot on there. I'm not familiar with it. And then it's got a Strike Industries dual folding brace. That's interesting. I've never heard of this. That's great. That's cool that it comes from the Czech Republic. I like collecting all the Czech guns. As far as lights on that, I mean, it's small enough you could definitely get away with like a Streamlight TLR1, a Surefire X300. That's probably what I would put on there. Maybe like a TLR1 mounted on top, and then you could run your thumb for the pressure pad. But yeah, very interesting gun. I've never seen that, but it looks cool. I'll have to shoot one of these days. So thank you for sharing that one, Kezion. All right, next up we have a couple nice Milsurp guns from Edward, and I'm going to go through what he said here because there's not a build list, so he just wrote a good description of these. I may not say it all, but the first one we have is a Lee Enfield Mark IV No. 1. This rifle was a French resistance rifle. It was made in England at the Maltby factory in 1944 and dropped behind enemy lines in metal canisters with slings attached. The sling pictured here is the original sling. They have been stored for the last 80 years or so in caves in France and recently released to the US market in the last 4 years. They are in remarkable condition, and this one, chambered in 303 British, was recently fired Christmas Eve without any issue. Specs are below. So it's chambered in 303, it's a bolt action, holds 10 rounds, effective firing range 503 meters, maximum firing range, this would be insane, 2,743 meters. Rate of fire is 15 rounds a minute, it's 44 inches long, 8 pounds, 11 ounces, and it's got a 25.2-inch barrel. Nice. Yeah, that's a beautiful looking gun. And then he sent some pictures of it from back in the day. Not him, obviously, but yeah, that's a sweet gun. I've always liked the Enfields. Next up, we have a French Moss 4956. This is a Cold War era rifle that entered service in 1951 for the French military as their standard service rifle, replacing several bolt actions, and saw extensive action across various conflicts, including the Indochina War, Vietnam, etc., the Algerian War, and the Suez Canal crisis. Production continued up until 1978, where it was replaced by the French FAMAS Bullpup and eventually retired fully from service in 1990. A total of 275,000 Moss 4956 rifles were produced. Nice. Based on the serial number, I've determined this rifle was made somewhere between 1960 and 1965. It was in French arsenal storage until it was recently released into the US market, where I decided to buy it. Initially, I was resigned to not adding one to the collection as all that was on the market were low-quality Royal Tiger imports from North Africa. The rifle looks to have been refurbished sometime between 1980 and 1995. The sling is original to the rifle, and I have added to the collection a French bayonet and night sight. There is an optic, but it's rare and expensive. I also have a French manual cleaning kit, rubber buttstock edition. I'd like to find an old NATO inert grenade and see if I can get that to work. And it's chambered in 7.5 French. Nice, I actually got to shoot one of these on my YouTube channel earlier this year, and it had the scope on it, which was pretty cool too. So, interesting guns. They're pretty soft shooting, and I got to shoot it next to the bolt action version. I forgot that model off the top of my head. It's like 1936. I could be mistaken, but yeah, the French rifles shoot nice, and then I have not shot an Enfield yet, but I would like to. So thank you for sharing those, Edward. They both look really great. Next up, we have a couple nice guns from Joe. First up is a Galil Ace Gen 1, so that's from IWI. It's chambered in 308. It's got a B&T SRBS 762 Inconel suppressor on there. It's got a Streamlight ProTac 2.0. It's got an unknown foregrip that looks like a Tango Down or a Tango Down knockoff to me. It's got a Vector Optics 1X prism sight, a Vortex 6 power magnifier, and then a 3D printed brass deflector. Nice. Yeah, the Galils are sweet. I have two of the modern Galils at this point, but I would love to add the 308. So thank you for sharing that one. And then next up, he's got an IWI Uzi Pro Gen 1, so the modern Uzi. It's got an Olight PL1. It's got a Trijicon MRO, and then a Strike Industries dual folder brace. That's sweet. I want to shoot one of these. I've shot an old school Uzi, but I've never shot the modern ones. But you don't see them that much anymore. I assume they're still producing them, but again, I haven't seen any recently. So thank you for sharing those, Joe. I like them. This next one comes from Charlie, and I'm just going to read what he said here. Hello, Mudgunner gang. This week I share with you my HS Product VHS2. HS Product is the manufacturer, but Springfield's the importer, in case you guys don't know. The Croatian standard issue bullpup rifle imported to the US as the Springfield Hellion. This is the 16-inch version with an unknown compensator pin and welded because my state has terrible gun control, so no flash hiders or suppressors for me. It's got a Tacticon Armament Battle Torch V2 flashlight. It's got a Magpul OD Green angled foregrip, a BCM gunfighter grip, a Vortex Crossfire red dot, a Lunar Tech flared magwell and extended bolt release, a Manticore aluminum curved and shortened fixed buttstock, as the factory adjustable is just too long, even fully retracted. I agree, they're very long stocks. A Live Outside black multicam 2-point quick adjust sling with paracord mounts. Future plans are Lunar Tech extended mag release, either a magnifier to go with the Vortex, an LPVO, or maybe a Prism. I'm testing a few options out on some other rifles. Also, when I move to a free state, this will be my first to receive a suppressor, as it is one of my go-to home defense rifles. Like most bullpups, the triggers have a lot of take-up, but a crisp break and controls are awkward for the most part, except the safety selector switch, which works great, much like an AR, and the HKG36 style charging handle is pretty cool. It's a surprisingly accurate rifle, which is why I want magnification, and is a fun and comfortable rifle to handle in close quarters. It's definitely too expensive, but if you can afford it and are interested in the bullpup concept, it has been 100% reliable, is fully ambidextrous out of the box, unlike most others, and has an adjustable gas block with a suppressor setting. Nice. Well, yeah, it looks good. I like what you did to it there, Charlie, so thank you for sharing that one. This next one comes from Carlos, and it looks like he has a CZ Bren 2S SPR. Going through his list here, he's got a PTR Vent 3 suppressor, forward control group muzzle device, SRS Lasers LAM, so it's got a Viz laser, IR laser, Viz light, and IR light. Nice. It's got an HB Industries extended charging handle, an Aimpoint Duty RDS on a ScalarWorks 193 mount, an HB Industries trigger shoe, a Q sling in multicam black, and then a CZ factory folding stock. Nice, that looks good. And then he didn't mention, but it looks like that is the 8-inch barrel, and it looks like it's also in 5.56. But yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Carlos. I like it. All right, guys, finishing it off, we have a sweet looking AK-74 here. This comes from Jose. So it is a Sega SGL 31-85. It's a Russian AK-74 imported by Fime Group out of Las Vegas. And going from tip to butt, it's got a Russian military surplus muzzle brake, a Russian military surplus top and bottom blonde handguard, a Ratnik Optic 1P87 Russian Army military, I don't even know, whatever that Russian symbol is, 87 holographic sight / red dot with the side rail mount. It's got a Russian RPK 545 shiny black clipazine, Russian RPK 2 shiny plum, and 1 matte black clipazine, It's got an ALG trigger, an RPK Russian Izmash pistol grip, a Russian triangle side folding stock, a Red Army buttstock dumper Kalosha. I'm not familiar with that. And then a Magpul MS3 2-point sling. That thing looks pretty sweet. I want to do an AK-74 at some point. But yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Jose. His YouTube channel is called Angel Silver 47. I always pronounce that wrong. I always say Silver 4T7, just the way it is it's spelled out. But yeah, go check it out. And yeah, thank you to everyone that submitted this week. These were a lot of cool foreign guns. Thank you again to everyone that submitted this week. We got a lot of great foreign guns. I know you guys want to know more about this, but you guys will see that at a later date. So I want to thank you guys again. Don't drop, it's too heavy. I want to thank you guys again. I'm looking forward to seeing next week's builds. Again, the theme is video game guns, TV guns, movie guns, whatnot. Just send the picture of your build to my email, sales@atroxco.com. Describe it from tip to butt and do a good, high quality horizontal picture, please. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week.